So one thing that's been pretty frustrating to me in my 4K podcasting journey is how limited things are in 4K. I'm hoping you feel the same frustration and that you want to get right on board with the next level of tech. Now, a big reason I'm doing this is so that in the future, when people go back and look at these early podcasts, they'll say, man, the quality really holds up. Because it does. I hope. But I'm actually the blind leading the blind in that I don't even have a 4K display. No, I'm about $800 short of that goal, and I'm not about to rush it. It's kind of a lot of money. But to give you an idea, when I make things, now most people I assume are watching this in 1080p or 720p or even lower. No, I'll give you an idea what I'm working on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up on the screen some fun little examples. So YouTube's bottom resolution is 144. It's 176 by 144 pixels. Basically, it's a postage stamp. It's an animated GIF, practically. And yes, I said GIF. It's not a GIF. We've covered that in earlier podcasts. The very first one, I think. Or the second. Something like that. No, so I'm going to put up on the screen what a 144 GIF looks like. And I'm going to tell you, it's not pretty. So the next step up is something like 240, I think. Yes, 240, which would be this size. Now, mind you, I'm showing these to you in the context of a 4K monitor. Here's those two. If they were on a 1080p monitor, better. But ultimately, this is 4K. Someday you're going to come back and watch this again when it's on a great big O screen. And this is the actual size of 140, 144, and 240. So now let's jump to 360, which is what a lot of videos on YouTube top out at. 360, that's not much better. It's still very small. So 480 is the next step up. Now, mind you, 480 is old school TV broadcast quality. That is as good as the TV you watched when you were a kid, which, looking at it, compared to a 4K monitor, my God, it's embarrassing. But the frustration I have is I'm trying to fill this huge-ass screen, and mostly the highest I can get to is 720, which I'll show now. Now, you see, that's not filling a whole lot of the screen. It's still really weak. My corner, what I'm doing right here in this space, this is 1080. This is what 1080p looks like on a 4K monitor. So the clarity you can get is just mind-boggling. So what frustrates me most is professional organizations that put things out lower than 720. 720 I can understand as a good basic minimum, but if I can upload in 4K on no budget at all, surely the news who shoot in 1080 at least, probably 1080, and edit in 1080 and broadcast in 1080 when they put their clips on the web to promote themselves or a political candidate does, put it up in 1080 for the love of God. So this is one of those segments where just listening probably doesn't do it justice. And by probably, I mean doesn't do it justice. But no, I have a couple motivations here. One is to let anyone know who could possibly watch this in higher resolution that they should. They owe it to themselves. It'll change your life. And by change your life, I mean alter it in a very, very small, insignificant way. But my second reason is I'm kind of short on material this week. I'm working ahead a little bit because I like to. And it's very challenging to upload 4K. My file sizes are ginormous. We're talking, 15 to 20 gigs for a 1 hour episode. And my connection is slow, and it's shared with a very large household of people. And it'll take me sometimes 2 or 3 days to upload an entire podcast. And then I see people at the BBC or anywhere, uploading in 480, and I think, what are you, lazy? You've got a great big connection, a massive connection, all the time in the world. Just upload a proper file. So hopefully, I have killed enough time that I can now just go into my closing. And for those of you who don't listen to my closing, there's always a closing thought after the credits. So guys, come on. Stick with me for the closing credits. It's totally worth it. You're going to love it. And by you, I mean me. And by love it, I mean record it. Yeah, I think that's right.